Were Marilyn Manson's accusers lying? Marilyn Manson Accuser went public with horrific claims of abuse. Now she says they were made up. Well, ain't this weird? Go ahead and leave a comment and let's get into this. Westworld actress has accused Marilyn Manson of sexual abuse, along with several other women who are accusing Manson of the same. Back in November of 2022, Evan Rachel Wood's girlfriend, Ilma Gore, denied coercing women to accuse Marilyn Manson of assault and says she reached out to them for her documentary as the singer sues the two for defamation. And of course, he had his own personal assistant who said that she was exploited sexually. That case was dismissed due to statute of limitation. Back in May of 2021, Ashley Morgan Smithline appeared on the cover of People magazine next to the headline, "I Survived a Monster." The story announced that Smithline, who has worked as a model and actor, was ready to tell the truth about the horrific abuse that she suffered at the hands of Marilyn Manson. She alleged that Manson had tied her up and even raped her while she slept, drank her blood, and carved his initials into her thigh. But it turns out that was all just a grand conspiracy. In this 3-page declaration filed in court on Thursday, Smithline recanted her allegation, saying that she succumbed to pressure from Evan Rachel Wood and her associates to make accusations of rape and assault against Mr. Warner, Marilyn Manson, that were not true. In 2020, I was contacted by either Ashley Walters or Ilma Gore to participate in a group meeting of women who they said had relationships or experiences with Mr. Warner. During my conversations with Miss Wood, she described acts allegedly committed by Marilyn Manson against Miss Wood and other supposed victims and asked me whether the same things happened to me. Remember, she asked me whether I had been, among other things, whipped, chained, tied up, branded, assaulted while sleeping, or raped. When I said no, this did not happen to me and this was not my experience, I recall being told by Miss Wood that just because I could not remember did not necessarily mean that it did not happen. Sounds like coercing. While at first I knew Mr. Warner did not do these things to me, I eventually began to question whether he actually did. I was told I was repressing memories to just get through the day-to-day life and whether it was easier just to not think about what actually happened than accept reality. They also said it was important for people to come forward so that no one else gets hurt. Eventually, I started to believe that what I was repeatedly told happened to Miss Wood also happened to me. In January of 2021, I attended a call on which Miss Wood said that on a certain day, she would post to her social media naming Marilyn Manson as her abuser and that we all should do the same on or around the same day. I discussed with Miss Gore making such a statement on my Instagram page accusing Mr. Warner of abuse. Miss Gore drafted the statement and I gave her my password to post it. The narrative ultimately posted to my account on or around February of 2021 contained untrue statements about Mr. Warner, including that there was violence and non-consensual sexual activity in our brief relationship and that I had repressed memories of the same. As another example, there was no branding, no experience during my brief relationship, and certainly no Marilyn Manson initials carved into my body. On June 29, 2021, a complaint was filed in the lawsuit Ashley Lindsay Morgan Smithline versus Brian Warner et al. The complaint was filed by my attorney at the time, Jay Ellwanger. Miss Bianco told me that Mr. Ellwanger was her lawyer and that I should use him. And this is how slimy and terrible these lawyers can be when they're sniffing money and notoriety. Mr. Ellwanger did not review the contents of the complaint with me before filing it and did not send me a draft of the complaint to approve it before filing. Leading up to the filing of the complaint, I felt pressured by Mr. Ellwanger to go on a press tour, which included an interview on The View and an interview and photo shoot with People magazine. Looking back, I feel I was manipulated by Miss Wood, Miss Gore, Miss Bianco, and Mr. Ellwanger to spread publicly false accusations of abuse against Marilyn Manson. And this is why Marilyn Manson was suing these little rascals for defamation. And if they were willing to coerce and have other people lie on their behalf, what are they lying about? Let me know what you think in the comments.